Mm-hmm. AOA podcast back for another show. On this episode, we're talking about another Epstein pal, Jes Staley. New allegations out against the former Barclays chief. We'll talk about Tucker Carlson and his first job offer since getting fired from Fox. There's a writer's strike, Frankie. I will not be writing anything on this episode. So
this show might be a little less than stellar today.
Yes.
Is that what's going on? Okay.
Yes. Lower your expectations. My McDonald's McDebacle. Damn it. Jamie Foxx, Kevin Costner, Pedro, Pescal, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, all on this episode with that guy right there, Frankie C, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Great.
God,
it's good.
That's strike two, buddy.
I just froze for like 45 minutes on a baseball field. Don't even get me started. Don't have kids.
What froze? It's April.
May? Oh my God.
What the hell month is it?
Somebody better tell the weather because it is freezing out there. Jes Staley, we've talked about him sporadically. Former Barclays chief. He's been accused of abusing women at Jeffrey Epstein's Virgin Islands retreat. This is according to a new court filing and ruling. He was the private banking executive, private banking chief at JP Morgan during the time when Epstein had his money over there. He was alleged to have used aggressive force in his assault of an anonymous victim and informed her that he had Epstein's permission to do what he wanted to do to her.
Oh, well then, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Freaking people, man.
This is, we've been talking about the U.S. Virgin Island cases, Frankie C, a lot here. Epstein's kind of boiled back up to the top of our podcasts. This is the first direct accusation of assault against Staley. And really anybody in this little grouping of court filings at the behest of Epstein. This is all from Jed S. Rakoff following specific claims against Epstein's estate that he's allowed to have moved forward. Staley, who is 66, admitted to having a friendship with Epstein, but has denied participating in sexual assaults on women trafficked by the disgraced financier. The filing puts more pressure on JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon by allowing claims by multiple Jane Does in the U.S. Virgin Islands, where Epstein had a house and a private island, to proceed. We've been waiting for Dimon to do his deposition, and that's going to be a big part of this. This isn't the Virgin Island stuff got this all started, but this was actually filed in the Southern District of New York. Just to clarify. I feel like I didn't say that right the first time.
I don't think you did.
U.S. It would be the fifth thing I've gotten wrong on the podcast that is 3 minutes old.
It's only been 3 minutes. Yeah, you're fine.
U.S. District Judge Jed S. Rakoff wrote the claim of plaintiff, the government of the United States Virgin Islands, that defendant JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. knowingly benefited from participating in a sex trafficking venture remains part of this case. Staley exchanged 1,200 emails with Epstein between 2008 and 2012. Now,
that's too many.
You and I have known each other since the fourth grade. Fifth grade. How many times do you? We've been nowhere near 1,200 emails. I mean, that's
I think
ridiculous.
I've emailed you 5 times in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
and it's been. I think 2 or 3 of them were the Metallica reactions. That's it.
That are just fresh to our channel this week. Check out our YouTube channel, link at anthonyonair.com, everybody.
There you go.
If you're into Metallica, Frank does an awesome job reacting to a couple of tracks off the new record.
Yeah, I'm going to do more. Sorry, I'm a little behind, but I'm going to do more.
All good. So 1,200 emails. That is a lot.
Yes.
That is a lot.
I feel like 1 is too many with this guy.
Yeah. By the way, 2008, again, that was the first time he was convicted and thrown in jail. So everybody knew publicly what he was up to after 2008.
And this all happened, the 1,200 emails happened after that.
After that moment.
Right. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Not good.
No, it is not.
Hey, keep bringing them out, baby.
JP Morgan, I should mention, is separately suing Jes Staley because they claim that he concealed from the bank all he knew about Epstein. Now,
So they're throwing it all on this guy.
On this guy. But I don't know how you can do that when a Google search would have told you in 2008 that he was arrested for trafficking a minor. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how much you can really put on one person.
Yeah, that's hard to keep that, that client's happening secret when it was everywhere.
Several court papers filed revealing a discussion between Epstein and Staley regarding Disney princesses in July of 2010 were revealed. Staley allegedly wrote to Epstein in one email, "That was fun. Say hi to Snow White." That just doesn't make me feel good.
No.
Epstein allegedly responded with, "What character would you like next?"
Oh, boy.
Staley responded by saying Beauty and the Beast. I don't know what any of this means, but it just feels awful.
It doesn't sound good.
Yeah. JP Morgan did not immediately comment today on the new revelations against Staley. Staley could not be reached, but his lawyer, Brendan Sullivan, who didn't immediately get back to the New York Post or several other outlets, has said in a letter to Judge Rakoff, the allegations against him are slanderous and the potential damages are astronomical. So, yeah, we should all use this moment to remind everybody these are allegations and these are just court filings.
Yeah, until they aren't. But right now, yeah, I guess it's allegedly and all that. Until the trial and whatever goes on.
Listen, fuck that. When you're talking about Snow White and Beauty and there is no reason to talk in code.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing something horrific.
Yeah, I don't see them having like a birthday party with like characters or something. That doesn't sound like what they're talking about.
Right. It's not a Snow White, princess to bring to a party.
No.
Yeah.
This is all kinds of gross.
All kinds of gross, my friend. All kinds of gross. Here's the opposite of gross. Becoming a member. Can you tell the people about being a member, Frankie C?
I can. So right below this video on YouTube is the join button, or if you go to anthonyonair.com, you see the join, the link and everything that you'll need is right there. Just 3 different levels of membership. You pick the one that you like. Each level has a different amount of perks. You become a member and you pay a low monthly fee, help support this podcast, and you get a little stuff for yourself. You get some icons for the chat and everything. You get a little symbol that says you're a member. I got a lot of members in the chat right now, and you get to be a part of the show because every now and then we bring our members on the show as special guests. Yep, Bird becoming a member is ungross like ice cream.
I would categorize ice cream as ungross.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Is there a way? I mean, I don't think I've ever. Yeah, there's no gross ice cream. I've never had a bad ice cream. There isn't a bad flavor out there.
Mint chip.
Oh, I love mint chip. Are you kidding? Oh, mint chip's great. That was like my favorite growing up. I used to, whenever we went to like Carvel or something.
Why is pistachio such a staple after Chinese food?
I don't know. It's a good question.
It was always offered at the Chinese food place that I went to as a kid. I feel like it's a staple. That and what?
Right, cut up pineapple with toothpicks in it.
No, I never saw that.
You never saw that?
No.
Yeah, even today we went a few weeks ago to Japanese place, excuse me, and it was actually Chinese Japanese. They had both, and when they brought us the check,
I love how you thought, oh, I might have offended people, yet every Chinese place is Japanese food and Japanese and Thai. Like, they don't give a shit. I feel like we're the only ones. Yeah, I feel like we're the only ones like, oh, did I offend you? Whereas they're like, we've got all the foods in Asia. Like, it's, you know, it does. We're trying to move some product here. We're fine.
Whatever they want to do, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I get, when we get the check, there's a little plate, diced up pineapple.
No
I
shit.
don't know what that is. Yeah, and that's not new. That's been anytime I sit down at a restaurant, an Asian restaurant, Chinese, Japanese, whatever, Japanese. Even we went to a Korean restaurant. We used to have one over here, not too long ago.
North Korean or South Korean?
I'm not sure.
Okay, get back to me on it.
More like mid
Korea.
Mid Korean.
Wouldn't that be nice if Mid Korea just broke away and like, we've had enough of your shit, the two of you.
Yeah, we're just gonna be here.
We're just on our own thing.
Just doing this to you guys. Just, hey.
Everybody calm down.
Yeah, relax, everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, pineapple is a big thing for dessert.
God, I dream of living in a world, Frank, where we have a country of Mid Korea and everybody gets pineapple and pistachio ice cream after dinner. Just be great.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's a world I want to raise my kids in.
And one day, if if all goes well in the world, and
maybe we'll get there.
Yeah, and we get a few more members on the show. Maybe that's
that's it.
That's what the future holds.
That's it.
So again, become a member if you want to see a future filled with pistachio ice cream and pineapple.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell we're talking about anymore.
Your membership will go towards designing the first flag for Mid Korea, which is going to be just a magical.
You think there's ever going to be a chance where North and South Korea come together again? And it's like just Korea?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, that guy's got to die at some point. Don't you think after he dies, everybody's going to be like, what were you doing? What
the hell was that?
Yeah.
I mean, all just relax a little bit.
It kind of started happening with Castro, right? Remember, like Castro, when he died?
Yeah, he died and everything's cool again.
And then was it the brother that took over, Raul or whatever? And he was kind of like, what have we been fighting about? What's everybody?
What are we doing, guys?
What are we arguing
about? What are we doing?
Yeah, it's been so long, I forgot.
Everybody just relax.
Yeah.
Chill. What are we doing? Stop it.
Quick poll in the chat. 1, if you have. 2, if you have not received pineapple after your Asian fusion dinner. Because I would love to know if that's a common thing because now I'm going to go to all my local Asian fusion places and be like, why are you holding out on the pineapple on me?
I've only ever had it if you sit down at the restaurant. You can't, not for takeout. They don't give it to you if you're taking home.
Yeah, that would be pretty impossible.
It comes with the check. Robin says no. I don't know.
That's a nice.
Christine says no.
That's a nice little ad, I got to tell you. You got a nice little thing after dinner. I went to an Italian place in Jersey, and the guy came over and brought like something. He's like, "Yeah, we've been working on this. Take a taste." I was like, "This is really nice." I was like, "I like this."
What was it?
It was just like a simple bruschetta, but he's like, the tomatoes are so in season here in Jersey. He's like, I've been enjoying this. He's like, I did a little something.
The 9th time I've heard the term Jersey tomatoes. What the hell is tomato? That like the biggest thing in Jersey going right now?
Yeah, because the state is such shit that tomatoes grow really well in there. So you know what I mean? It's very well fertilized.
All right. Plus all the toxic swamps and stuff.
Basically, yeah.
That'll grow your tomatoes pretty big.
It will. Tucker Carlson, Frankie C. Did you hear him shitting on the Fox News? What is their thing? Fox Nation? It's like their streaming service.
No, I didn't hear this.
You want to hear a little bit of it?
Sure.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be a slave to Fox Nation, which I don't think that many people watch anyway. We're gonna because I'm like a representative of the American media now. Speaking to an exile in Romania and welcoming him back into the Brotherhood of Journalists.
Yeah, it would help us out if you wore a sweater though, because we asked him not to wear a suit. Like he was.
I don't know who they're talking about interviewing. I could look it up, but I really don't give a shit enough to know. But
this was after he got fired?
This was before he got fired.
Okay.
So and this leaked out. By the way, you could tell he fucked over some people because a lot of stuff is coming out. That means a lot of people who hated him is like, oh, I can put this on the
holding on to
internet.
some shit.
Yeah, yeah. Which listen,
God.
you don't get to the top without pissing off a few people. That's kind of what happens.
I guess that's why most of the higher ups are kind of jerks.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, did you hear him talking about? There was a thing that came out where he's talking about. He said, "quote," and I'm paraphrasing this quote, but he said something about white people don't fight like that. Did you hear that quote?
I read about it. I didn't hear him say it.
I read about it as well. I think it was. I don't know if it was a text or what it was, but yeah, it was something about.
Was he watching A Good Fighter at the time? Is that what happened?
I don't know what it was. No, he was commenting about a news report about someone. Oh, it was people beating up someone from Antifa, apparently, and it was.
I heard this.
He was like, "Oh, even though I hate the guy from Antifa, this is somebody." I mean,
he was getting fed up with the Trump people and what they were doing too at the same time,
doing.
right? Yes.
Yeah, but then he had to throw a racist fucking thing in there. White people don't fight like that. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, you're implying, obviously, that non-white people do fight like that.
He does have a little bit of a race issue. I'll give him.
He has a bit of a race issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the majority of it, like if we go like 45 minutes, it's going to be for Fox Nation.
But nobody's going to watch it on Fox Nation. Nobody watches Fox Nation because the site sucks. So I'd really like to just dump the whole thing on YouTube. But anyway, that's just my view. I'm just frustrated with it's hard to use that site. I don't know why they're not fixing it. It's driving me insane. And they're like making like Lifetime movies, but they don't work on the infrastructure of the site. Like what? It's crazy. And it drives me crazy because it's like we're doing all this extra work and no one can find it.
I got to tell you, as much as I really don't enjoy him and I did not like how he lied to his own audience, because I just think that's a bad ethic for a host. Forget all the politics. Frank Scott issues all the politics stuff. You can have that. I'm more mad at from a host perspective.
It's not just politics. It's politics, racism, misogyny. It's all of it.
Yes, which you have a right to do. But I sympathize with him here a little bit because I understand like this is like every media company where some dick somewhere gets some fucking idea and now everybody has to push it, and it could be the worst piss poor idea. And if I asked Frank to count to 3 and say one of the media companies that we worked for's name of this bad idea, we would both say the same thing at the same
thing. 100%. Now, this clip that you played seems weird to me because it sounds like he's recording himself.
No, so he's on the set, so it's his lapel mic from the show on the set, but he's on his cell phone. He's holding his cell phone, talking to somebody.
So he's off air, and he's just talking to someone on the side.
And he's talking to somebody. Yeah, I probably should have set that up. Let's make that mistake number 7 for me in this episode.
But what, like, I guess anything you're saying when you put the mic on to when you don't, I guess it's all just recorded. Or that was just a selective. I should record this. Someone in the studio.
Who knows if they were taping a segment and then he took the call in the middle of the thing? I don't know. Because what he's talking about is, and again, I might be wrong about this. We have a couple of Tucker fans I know that are in the live chat sometimes. So correct me if I am. He was doing like a weird interview show for the streaming service before his 9 o'clock show. So he would like record stuff that I want to say was in the morning. I feel like got played in the morning on Fox Nation. And then he would play like little clips during his show because he wanted people to see it. But like we've all been there. And what's bad is like a lot of the traditional media companies like a Fox News, they just can't understand the internet. Like no matter how hard they try, they keep getting beat by smaller entities, because of a variety of different reasons, but they just can't get it and they fail at it, and they fail at it really. They do a really poor job at failing at it and trying to become a streaming thing. Like I think, didn't they put like Roseanne's special on there on Fox Nation? And I mean, and this is not a one side thing. Like remember CNN Plus? Like that was what did that last? 16 hours?
Was it? Oh, wasn't it? Oh yeah, that was like one day. They had it up for one day. It was one something, 1 month, 1 week, one day. I don't remember.
It was awful.
Yeah, and then they took it down before it had a chance to do anything because they just had no faith in it or something.
Yeah, these guys, these things, they just can't, they can't figure it out. And also, just stay in your lane. Just be Fox News. Like
Right.
you don't have to start your own streaming service. We can barely tolerate your horse shit as it is coming over cable. Nobody's going to seek it out, and I think that's what CNN and Fox News are learning about their brands. It's like,
right.
Your brand only does well one way. What was that thing that our friend said? In 49% of Americans surveyed feel like they're independent.
According to what survey? I don't know how legit that survey was.
I don't know, but it feels like it's low, to be honest with you. I honestly feel like there is 80% of this country that is here, and we're only listening to the 10% of the crazies on either side.
The loudest ones, because the ones that are here are just living their lives and don't, make noise. And you just hearing the loud ones. You're just hearing the people on either side on the, that are, making all the noise. Squeaky, what is it? The squeaky tire or squeaky wheel gets the oil or something, or gets the grease. I don't know what the freaking term is.
Sounds like you made that up. That doesn't sound
I
like
may have. But that's what it is. But I mean, as much as people, I don't know how accurate that is, because I feel I'm not very middle of the roadish these days. I used to.
Yeah,
be.
you're part of the 10% crazy I was just referring to. That's.
Tell you, but I'm not extreme. I'll go to rallies. I don't do anything like that. But
don't you?
I used to be very middle of the road, but then one side became ridiculously extreme, in my opinion, and I said, you know what? I don't like anything about that side anymore. That was it. There's nothing on that side that helps Americans, in my opinion. It just doesn't. It's not working for Americans. That's it. That's not my thing.
The last part of the Tucker story is that Tucker got a $100 million offer from Valuetainment. Have you ever heard of Valuetainment?
No. That sounds like some weird porn site or something.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It sounds like a new QVC. That's what it sounds like to me, like a home shopping network.
It sounds like a strip club that nobody goes to anymore.
I got a whole set of bowls from Valuetainment. It's great.
Oh, that sounds nice, actually.
It does sound like a strip club. You're right. Yours was better than mine.
No, yours was good.
I forget who the guy is, but it's some dude. It's like a podcast, and he's got this thing, and he blew up by being a dick, and now people he still has numbers, and so he offered Tucker $100 million and stock in the company and blah blah blah. I'm talking about it because I thought it was a good move. Somebody had to step up and offer him something to get their name out there, and this guy rode this little coattail wave because he's not going to do that. If anything, he's going to just start his own fucking thing. And
$100 million.
I was like 100 million. It was like stock options. It was like ownership in the company here. 100 million over 5 years, which is low for Tucker. An equity stake in Valuetainment, president of Valuetainment, and a board seat. His own podcast and daily weekly shows, and an offer to make documentaries and movies. Who won? I mean, that's like the new thing. Let's make documentaries and movies about bullshit together.
I can't tell you how little and how low my interest would be in a Tucker Carlson fucking documentary that he made.
Well, the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, he's doing all that stuff, and nobody who's fucking seen that shit.
Nobody.
Really.
Ben Shapiro,
yeah,
fucking piece of shit. Anyway.
All right, let's talk about my McDonald's McDebacle.
You skipped over writer strike.
We'll get to it. Nobody gives a shit. They're not going anywhere. Not settling anytime soon. Our dear friend of ours, Frankie C, is to blame for the horrible position that I was put in today.
You're blaming a friend of ours for this position. Okay, what happened?
Yes, but I'm excited because we get to have him on the podcast, and we've known him for a really long time, and this is a thrill.
Guest.
So for all the AOA holes out there, please give a warm welcome to our own Puffy. This is very exciting to add Puffy to the mix.
I I didn't realize I was about to be blamed for something. You said, "Hey, you want to come on my fun podcast? Let's have a fun old time.
Welcome to the show, buddy.
Ride. It's gonna be awesome." No, you intro me by saying you're gonna blame me for something.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to tell you all the blame stuff in the beginning. I thought.
Yeah, you really. I don't know if I would have said yes to coming on so fast. Hi, Frankie C. How
That's
are you?
how-
At least you probably still love me.
I do. Yeah, I haven't blamed you for anything yet.
Yeah,
It's all good. It's all good. I don't know what
Yeah.
he's going to blame you for. I know.
I'm not so sure either.
I mean, the McDonald's thing. I know you were very excited about this. The sauce. Is that what we're talking about? Oh, there it is. The Big Mac sauce.
You're just rubbing salt in the wound. You're rubbing Big Mac salt in the wound.
That's probably painful. What did I do?
Well, first let me bring up your career, your esteemed career. For people who don't know, don't live in the New York area, legendary radio personality here.
Legendary.
Producer
There
of
are legends about you.
the Hollywood Steve Harper and Maria Morning Show, right, on WBLI.
Back in the early 2000s, yes.
WOR Morning Show producer. You had like 16 people there. It was like a rotating door. Who is it again? Gamble?
No, at the time it was Ed Walsh and Donna Hanover, Giuliani's ex.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet Giuliani?
No. Matter of fact, anytime Giuliani was running for president at the time, and anytime he was a topic of conversation, she had to excuse herself from the room.
Oh my God.
I think that was part of the divorce settlement.
What else? Do you have any other esteemed credits that I'm leaving out?
I met you, when we worked together, both of you at the Long Island Radio Group.
What a sweetheart you
Wow,
are.
name dropping. Very nice.
And then back at BLI, and now I run a college radio station, WHPC in Nassau Community College. Plug.
That was not a paid plug, sir.
No,
Yeah.
sorry.
We'll put a thing in the description for you.
I don't know. McDonald's didn't pay for what's about to happen either, and I don't know if they want to. So let's go.
Yeah, this
All
could
right.
be positive or negative. I don't know what's about to happen.
First of all, I think Puffy is doing a disservice to the world by not having his own fast food blog / podcast. Right? I mean,
That is an idea.
all of my fast food news comes from Puffy.
Don't think I haven't thought of it.
You should do it.
As long as we've known you,
I've
you've
got the
been
microphone.
the
Yeah.
foodie of the group. You're the guy. We worked together. We always Puffy. Where are we going for lunch? What's on the menu today? What are we doing?
Remember
the guy.
why did we always go to mall food courts for lunch?
That was a great idea. Puffy's Playground.
Puffy's Playground, we called it, because I would get a hamburger from this place, the fries from this place, the breadsticks from the other place, and the ice cream from that place.
That's how you eat, folks.
Never one meal from one place. You're wasting your money if you do that. What's the point of a food court if you're not courting around?
Genius. This is the kind of stuff you could only learn from someone, close. You get this stuff here.
Yeah.
This is,
And don't get me started with coupons. Anyway, back to McDonald's.
No, but it was great working with you every day, Puffy, because it would be every day lunch was like a main. It didn't matter what was happening. It was like, what's lunch?
We
9
haven't
a.m.
We
started the
haven't
lunch
worked
talks.
together in like a dozen years, and you look like you've lost 100 pounds. Is that my fault?
I was at my heaviest with Puffy. That's true. That's very, very true. All right,
No
so
complaints,
Puffy.
though.
So Puffy goes on and on about this. Now they're doing this new thing at McDonald's where they're giving you the Big Mac sauce. There you
There it
go.
is.
As like a
It's
sweet
dipping.
and sour or a barbecue for dunking in the nuggets
Mm-hmm.
Or the fries.
or the fries.
They charge you if you want it for the fries. That's the scam. Anyway, keep going.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a scam component to this, Frank. You don't follow Puffy's blog. That's the problem. You got to get in there.
We see now that you're a part of, that you're on the show. I'm aware of it now. So now
Yeah.
I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to sign up for the blog.
So I had baseball with the kid like really late today. No time to cook dinner. So I said, we'll just get, we'll go pick up something. So I go to McDonald's to get the kid Happy Meals, which is their standard. And I decide I'll get a McNugget meal too, so I could try the sauce. Because hold the thing up there, Puff. It looks very fancy. It's like,
It's very, yes, it's like silver and metallic.
like
Nice.
this is their regular, but which is not too fancy, but it's like there's a brand here that looks like you shouldn't be having this. It's special. It's limited. It's something that only employees have. Like the way
That looks like it's only available on the space station.
Yes.
Yes.
So I order like a 20-piece of McNugget just so I could dunk the stupid thing. Here's the McNuggets. And I look in the bag to get the sauce. And this is what I'm handed.
What is that? Is that like Big Mac sauce that was given to you from the kitchen?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And I feel like I have a lawsuit on my hands.
I mean, I hope they didn't charge you for that, because there are some McDonald's that are charging even though you bought it with McNuggets.
Tell the people. Like, you're very upset at that. But
Yeah.
Puffy called out by location on his thing.
Because I found out, and the way I found out is I went on the app and I said I want the Big Mac sauce, and it was saying plus 75 cents, plus 75 cents, plus. I'm like, I'm not paying $2.25 for sauce.
75 cents.
And then I realized I was in the wrong location, because it kind of gives you an automatic location based on where you are. And I'm like, no, I'm going to pick it up at the Wantagh store, which is near where I live. So I switched it to Wantagh, and the $2.25 disappeared like that.
Wow.
So certain owners, because each McDonald's is individually owned and operated. Some owners are charging extra for this glorious blue cup.
The prices have to be set by the main thing. Like, you can't charge $8 for a Big Mac here and $6 for a Big Mac there. Can you?
They can.
I guess if you're like in Times Square, you can charge more.
As a matter of fact, on the app, if you change your location, it even says check your prices. Prices may have changed.
Wow.
Now here's my question to you. Here's my question to you, oh glorious podcast host who hates me right now. Did you order those luxurious Happy Meals with the app, or did you go through the drive-through or the counter?
I did all the ordering through the app.
Okay, that is the requirements. You see, I do know everything about this. I
got that from you, by the way. I was like, let me order through the app to make sure I get this and I don't get charged.
I would take this podcast. I would take a picture of that sauce. I would tweet it. I would Instagram it. I would YouTube it. I would whatever social media network Elon Musk owns next it. And they gave you 3 of them.
Did you pay for those?
No.
So what's the complaint then?
But I got 3 because I think they felt bad.
It's not the real stuff.
But that's what they're putting. But that's what they're putting on the Big Mac.
No, this is what's bothering me. I don't know what factory in New Jersey Puffy's sauce was made in.
That's a good point.
This was mixed here, and I as soon as I dunked in, I go, "Oh, this is too pickly." Like, I don't think I got the accurate representation.
You think they're mixing on site?
No, I mean, another part of my resume you didn't tell the people is I am a former McDonald's employee.
I forgot all about that.
In the mid-90s, I worked at the Plainview McDonald's in Long Island, New York. And in those days, I assume it's the same. The Big Mac sauce and the tartar sauce and all the sauces for the kitchen came in these long tubes. You had to put the tube in this special gun-like thing, and it squirts it out onto the buns. So what they probably did was give you a squirt.
In the cup.
Sounds dirty when I say it like that, but they squirted your cups.
That's what she said.
They squirted your cups, and you're mad that your cup got pre-squirted.
But here's what I'm saying.
Good though. I feel like that's the way. That's what you want. You want what they put on the burger.
Because I think I know it's the same recipe, but I feel like wherever that's being packaged is different than when it's going in the little tube that's going to be shot in my cup.
How do you know?
There's got to be something different about the pre-mixed,
Yeah.
But how do you know? You haven't tried that one.
I don't. Which
I
was the same thing.
I wish I could put it through the computer and give it to you right now. Would it make you jealous if I opened this and drank it right now?
It burns my ass. Well, I'm going to ask Puffy. Like, what did you think about that packaged sauce? Did it taste?
It tasted good. I enjoyed it. My kids enjoyed it. My kids never even had a Big Mac, but I said, "Here, try this." And it tasted good to me. Did it taste exactly like a Big Mac? I would say it's close, if not exact. But you're right. I think you've been gypped.
Thank you.
I don't know. I don't.
You're disagreeing with an expert in the field.
I understand. I understand you're the expert, but you got 3 packets of it for free, and you pay. Oh, you almost paid for it. You didn't.
I almost paid for it, but I did not.
But you got 3 packets of what they were actually going to put on a Big Mac. Like if you ordered did you order a Big Mac? Did anybody order a Big Mac?
No.
Okay, well, if you did, that's what you would have gotten on the sandwich. No,
If I was going to order a Big Mac, I need a second mortgage. You see how expensive those things are?
they are.
I know what's going on with McDonald's
You gotta
lately.
just stick
And
to
now
the dollar
minimum
menu.
wage in New York is going up next year, so the Big Mac's going to double in price. It's going to be a mess.
You got to
So-
go dollar menu to make out any kind of to come
I
ahead.
am kind of jealous that you got the official Big Mac sauce. Like, which is more official, the Big Mac sauce that goes on the Big Mac,
Thank
or
you.
the official Big Mac sauce?
So then
I
you
think-
didn't get gypped.
No, I think you got the real deal, and now I feel like my ass has been burned because I'm not going back to try again.
Oh, but maybe you just have to try a different location.
And I feel like I'm going to miss out on that sauce forever now because I'm not going.
Here-
How long is this
here's the-
around for?
While supplies last, my friend.
Oh,
Just like
Jesus,
this
I'm
podcast.
scared.
While supplies last.
Hey. So here's the question: don't they sell the Big Mac sauce in like a squeeze thing, like ketchup?
No.
No.
This is the
I thought
first time it's ever been offered as a condiment. That's what
No.
makes
Like
it so
in
good.
supermarkets.
Oh no, I don't think so.
No.
It's not like Chick-fil-A sauce, which is now on the shelf. I think
I could have sworn not that long ago we saw a story that they had the Big Mac sauce on shelves like ketchup.
If it's
Am I wrong? I'm looking
you've
that up.
blown my mind if that's even a real thing.
I'm looking that up.
Bird, I love when fast food employees squirt in a cup and throw it in my bag. That's good.
Mhm.
It's nice.
Paul with a good point. Even glory holes have free sauce. That's true. That's true. McDonald's tried to charge you for something you could get for free at a glory hole. That's very.
Okay. Here's okay. So Walmart. This was back December of 2020. Walmart sells a secret sauce that tastes just like the Big Mac sauce. So it's
It
not the
wasn't-
Big
That's
Mac
not
sauce.
the official sauce, and
No, it's
anything
not.
that happened in 2020 doesn't count anyway.
I guess that's kind of true.
I mean, I've basically just taken that whole year out of my memory bank.
Yeah,
With-
same here.
Maybe with some outside help, but that's another story. I've had a little too much Big Mac sauce, if you can't tell.
Here
I
we
feel like
go.
making
From
you jealous and drinking this right now. I'm going to do it.
you should do it.
Are you gonna do a shot of Big Mac sauce?
Why not?
Hold that. Yeah. Oh, see
Oh,
that?
my
I'm
God.
just jealous.
Can you show us
I
what it
got
looks
some on
like?
my nose.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's not good straight.
Okay. Yeah.
How
Chunky?
how pickly is it? Is it too pickly?
It's tangy.
Is it like a tartar? Tangy
tart.
tartar sauce?
It's tarts. It's not like tartare.
Oh.
I don't recommend doing what I just did. That is, if children are watching, please don't do this at home.
Instant regret.
That is very regretful.
I
Wow,
thought
Would
I
you put that on on something else? Like you bring that home, you're making food at home. Like, would you put that on like a,
Why
I don't
not?
know, like on a steak or something?
It's better than A1,
Mm,
MCD1.
That's a bold statement.
MCD one is pretty good. That's pretty good. I feel like I thought I would have loved it a lot more. Like I was
Right.
pretty excited about it.
You're grossing me out a little bit now. Oh, I can't. What do you know me? Oh God. Oh,
I apologize you didn't get the real stuff, but I'm almost a little jealous that you got the real stuff. And that's what I'm going to say.
that's what I'm talking about.
I don't
think
know.
you got gypped. Look how much you got too. You got it.
You
got a ton of it.
why don't you put it up on eBay and see if it has any value?
I wonder. Think I could move this around for a
If
couple
anybody's
bucks?
watching right now, how much would you give Anthony for a cup of his sauce?
Special sauce.
Special sauce.
No, here's what you do. You start online and you trade, and you ever see these people that trade up to like bigger things?
Oh yeah, you start with one thing and you eventually get other things. It's almost like going to a carnival and getting 3 small prizes for a big one.
Exactly. There was a woman not too long ago who started with a paperclip and traded her way up to, I feel like it was like a mobile home or something. She did
I'm
like a
gonna say
million.
car, yeah.
Not a million. Was it a car?
It might have been a
Yeah.
car.
So she started with paperclip, then she traded for like something equally small but maybe a little more valuable, and you just keep going up and up and up and up. And eventually, she got from a paperclip to like a car. It was insane.
Doesn't this tell you though that this has become so popular that they've run out? Like
That particular store ran out, and I just feel like they lied to you. They should have said, "Well, we don't have it in the cup. Would you like the unofficial, unofficial sauce?"
But I feel like it's got to be the same. It's all like it's saying
And-
McDonald's
and-
ketchup. If they gave you McDonald's ketchup in a cup like that, or they gave it to you in the little packet.
Packet.
That's the same ketchup, no?
I don't think so. I think it's slightly different.
And you know this is safer the way it was packaged. Like, you don't know what 16-year-old put their sauce in the cup.
Yes.
And
See
how
what
do you know
Puffy
if
just
you-
did when he dipped his finger in? That's
Yeah.
what some guy did just before he sealed that up.
I
That
hope it
same
was.
guy-
I hope it was his finger.
That same guy
Me too, buddy.
also made all your food.
Yeah,
You're talking
that's
about
true.
the sauce, but your burger has been packaged and put together by the same guy.
You take for granted that they're changing their gloves and stuff, but they're not.
Mm-mm.
As long
No,
as they're
they're not.
wearing the gloves.
But
Just
maybe
be
that's
happy
why
to
it
wear the
tastes so
glove.
delicious, and we keep going back.
They can't keep the sauce in house. You think they can keep gloves, stocked? I'm not so sure.
PPE, it's 2020 all over again. Here we go again.
Tell
Are they
me
wearing
about it.
masks? Are they
Are they
sneezing?
wearing masks?
Are they sneezing in my food?
I don't know.
All right, Puffy,
I'm
what-
gonna enjoy my sauce. Thanks for inviting me on.
Listen, what's last two questions? What's the best thing you've had from fast food recently, and what's something that you're looking forward to? Anything coming out?
I mean, I haven't heard of what's coming. I mean, McDonald's, staying on that topic, there was that article about a week or two where they're changing the recipe of their hamburgers. Did you guys see that?
What?
I saw that. Yeah.
They're now gonna smush, very similar to White Castle. They're gonna smush the onions right into the meat while it's on the grill and change the buns, and I don't know. And now it's gonna talk to you. I have no idea what the next thing is.
Is
But,
it still going to be 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun?
Yeah, but the onions are gonna be like packed in there. So if you're a kind of person that says no onions, I don't even know if that's gonna be an option anymore.
Oh, that's
So
some
why would you
BS.
say no onions? Please tell me you guys are onion guys.
I say no onion. Well, no, I don't say it. I just never order the thing that has onions on it.
Oh my god!
I'm an
None of the
onion guy.
burgers that I've ordered, they
I
don't.
didn't know your co-host was a child.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey.
big time.
Quick question: have you tried PDQ?
Oh, so I love PDQ. Big sponsor of my radio station too. WHPC. Plug. No, PDQ is good. I do enjoy the chicken tenders. I'm a big
right,
chicken
good.
tender. Their sauces come the way your sauce was given to you at McDonald's. They don't have
That's true.
packaged sauces. They do all their sauces in house, which is strange and cool at the same time, I think.
Yeah.
see?
No, for them, I appreciate it.
So what's the problem? It's the same thing. They give you those cups with the lid on it. They're the same thing.
It's just different. I don't know, because McDonald's is a lower class. Like PDQ is like not.
upper class.
Yeah.
Those chickens went to college.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Get some smart birds in there. All right.
All right. So
Yeah,
what was the
I
best
mean,
thing?
The best thing I've had recently, fast food wise, that's a tough one. I mean, it's got to be. Have you tried the ghost pepper wings from Popeyes?
No.
Ooh.
If you like spicy, they are good.
Yeah.
Like they
Puffy
sound a little
approved.
too spicy.
They're spicier probably than their regular chicken, the regular spicy chicken. They are called ghost pepper, but they're not like your mouth isn't on fire afterwards. Like I'll tell you that. But it's tasty and they're on sale with the app as well. So I recommend that.
And what is this? Wingstop?
Popeyes.
Oh, Popeyes. Okay. All right.
Love
Popeyes.
that chicken from Popeyes.
I don't think I've ever eaten at Popeyes.
Love
Not
that podcast from this. What?
You got to appreciate a fast food place that is daring enough to serve shrimp. That's what I love about Popeyes.
You got some balls there. How do you?
Yeah.
How are they storing it? How long is it lasting?
They're like not afraid to go near shrimp. Like Chipotle, which is like higher end, is like we cannot handle seafood, but Popeyes is like fuck it, we could do it.
You can't get shrimp on your burrito in Chipotle.
There's no seafood there.
See, that's their next move.
You're right. You're probably right. There is no seafood there. Other
Yeah.
Mexican places I've been to, have had it, but not the chain ones. You're right.
Do you want to know why? It goes bad. It makes people sick very quickly. But Popeyes is not concerned with this.
Yeah, but you're in Chipotle anyway. What are you worried about?
You take a risk. You take a risk when you eat most fast food anyway.
Yeah, you really are. I'm ready to shit myself already from 2 nuggets. All right. We don't have to keep Puffy here for the gross details. Puffy,
Puff, thank you so
Pleasure
much.
being here, guys. Thanks for inviting me on.
it's
Great
been
to
a
have you,
thrill.
buddy.
Next time something big breaks in the food world, I would love to have you back on.
Please, anytime you give me an excuse to eat, I'm there.
Well, you know how the algorithm is like giving you people more that you interact with? Like my whole page is Puffy posts. It's all his food escapades.
Mm.
And then he puts like a picture of his kids up there or his wife. And I'm like, get back to what's good about you.
Right.
Go
Yeah,
to
right,
the food thing.
That's why my wife married me.
Yeah. No, your wife is the best thing that ever happened to you. But I'm saying I don't like seeing too much content about your wife because she makes me feel bad for how stupid I am.
That's a good point. Yeah, whenever there's something about you're like, oh, no.
It's always
I
like
have
Jackie did this
lost-
and Jackie solved this problem and Jackie's a doctor of
You're curing
this
all
or
kinds
that.
of things. Nope, I can't even.
Did you hear she found the cure for world peace yesterday?
Did she?
Yeah. How do you think I can afford that small TV back there?
I was gonna say it's a huge TV back there. It looks pretty big in your camera frame.
No, it's probably only about 20 inches.
So
Bigger than most things in my life. And I'll leave it there. Have a great night, everybody.
Puffy, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much, Puff. I appreciate it, bud.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you soon.
Right.
All right, there he goes.
The
I tell you
legend
what,
himself.
it was good to have a funny co-host on for a little while, wasn't it?
That was nice. A little, it gave me a break. I'm tired of holding up this show. God.
You know what else I love?
Breathing room.
You know what else I loved about Puffy? It wasn't like, oh, did I tell you about my friend who did this? Or, oh, I have a friend who did that, It was just nice to hear.
That's true. And it wasn't, all my friends are idiots and I got to go to this stupid party.
Yeah.
And I got to complain about my life every 2 seconds. It wasn't that either. So that's good.
Also, Puffy said goodbye before he left.
That's true, too. Got to have, see, all these, whenever we do another food segment, we got to bring Puffy on.
He's the best.
He's the guy.
Yeah, he's literally the best. We should have asked him if he ever put his hand in cum on the subway. Like Janine did.
Yeah, Janine did do that. We throw a blonde wig on Puffy. I think we were all right. We just
spitting image. People wouldn't have known
the
it was a
thing
different
going.
person.
We'll
Yeah,
just keep it rolling.
would have been great. Really would have been great.
All right, what are we up to here?
Writer strike, my friend.
The writers have stricken.
Yes,
Striked.
stroke.
The writers had a stroke.
That's right. It has been a while. Do you remember the last time we had a writer strike?
It wasn't that long ago. I feel like maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
I swear to God, it was one of the golden eras of television when they just decided to stop writing it. I was kind of like, I enjoy this a lot more than when they have writers.
It made a lot more room for reality shows and cooking shows and.
Well, that was a
competition.
problem. But the late night shows didn't have any writers, and I don't know if you remember this, but Conan O'Brien grew it was his first time he grew a beard and was just doing all these really weird, odd sketches and
Yeah, but who was putting that together?
Well, he was.
Just him and probably Andy.
Yeah. And I don't even know how much, and they would basically just be riffing because I don't think which I think is still writing. I kind of said this, I feel like I said this to you a couple of shows ago and you gave me a weird look. This is writing.
I don't think it's writing. Writing is premeditated, I feel.
I think that's what Conan used as an excuse to not upset his fellow writers. But
yeah, if he just goes out there and like you said, he just riffs and talks like this, just talk about a topic or something and try to make it, entertaining. I don't think that's writing. If you plan jokes out and you have scripts and cue cards and all that, I feel like that's writing.
I think it's writing and also I don't want to tell people this because I'll be like, wow, the show should be better. But some of the things that I put in here are they're written.
No. Why would you say that? You have to come on here and say we put no effort. And if it's funny, it's off the the talent. That's the off the cuff stuff.
Robin, Puffy had normal nips. Did you watch the last? Oh, well, you heard the story from Janine about her huge nipples.
Big fat nips. Yeah. She earned herself a new nickname.
Puffy had normal nips.
That we know of. We haven't seen Puffy's.
I thought we had a good rapport with him, and I didn't realize what it was. And now I know. I was not distracted by his nipple size. That's what it is.
His big fat nips. Yeah. So you went through the whole story with that. That was something.
Poor Janine.
Yeah.
Janine, by the way, who had me laughing, she's in Florida, and she landed in Florida and was like, I don't know, I feel like I need to buy a gun. What did she say? What was her line? Something about buying a gun or something.
I've been on the ground for an hour. I already have a gun and this.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
See, she got to save that stuff for the podcast. She's funnier in texts. I don't know.
She's great in text.
Bring her on the show. It's like, where's that magic?
No, stop it.
No,
she's good on the show.
You're allowed to rip on her, but I can't.
I bought a gun over here for a few hours. That's right. Well, anyway, I remember like just Conan having to fill an hour without writers, and I just thought it was so much fun. I just love the spontaneity and the whole. And I'm not saying that. Look, writers are important. You need writers. They make the world go round. They really do.
Absolutely. But every now and then, an off the cuff improv show where it's just freestyle, no script, no plan. That could be fun.
It's kind of nice.
What we do.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
See, if you look to the right of your screen, that's our script for the most part.
Yeah, the rough outline.
You're right. We don't,
But that's it.
Yeah, that's what we're working off.
That's all we got.
Yeah, I don't even know what the stories are until you say them.
That's true.
Like Pedro Pescal, I have no idea what that's going to be.
I remember one time, I think it was like a year or so into the podcast, I go, do you want to know what the topics are before the show? And you said, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, I'll quit right now, you bitch.
Yeah. You said,
what was my exact words?
You said, didn't I tell you not to talk to me before we start the show?
How dare you? It's in my contract. No talking to me until you hit fucking record.
So the writer strike is back, and I think we're in for a long one because summertime is like the least productive time in the television schedule. Because usually a lot of the shows are already written, or they're taping and scripts are done and in. Their summer programming is a lot less strenuous than fall with sweeps and all that stuff. So I think we could be sitting through this writer strike until September.
That could be, but I feel like the shows that are making the biggest headlines with this writer strike are the late night shows, which continue throughout the summer, don't they? I mean, they don't take off very long.
Unless you're Jimmy Kimmel. He took off last summer, I think.
Did he take off the whole summer? Well,
yeah, people were mad.
All right. So now here's my question. I'm not, call me, ignorant, whatever it is, but I don't understand. All right. So it's a writers union. They're complaining that they don't get enough pay, but isn't their pay dictated by each individual company? Like if I work for Fallon, I would complain to Fallon's higher ups that I'm not getting enough pay.
True. Yes. And they're not all paid the same, but they do have a minimum, which is usually what the unions are providing a minimum amount of time off, a minimum pay or a pay scale. Like you have to be here when you start. You have to be measly making this much in 5 years. There is there is a lot of union. It doesn't feel like there should be, but the Writers Guild of America is a union like any other union. Like they have to have certain like breaks, time off, like all that kind of stuff. That's what they negotiate.
What are their demands? Do we know what they're asking for? Like, is it a pay raise? Is it a more? It's the usual
stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So their gripe would be with the union, wouldn't it? Like, hey, union, up our minimum pay.
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
Okay. So it's not really with their employer.
No. The union is fighting with the
people in the union.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay.
So that's basically what it is. It's 11,500. Well, excuse me. I'm sorry. The WGA, the screenwriters, these are mostly the movie people.
Guild of America.
Yeah. Members are refusing to work after the Hollywood studios failed to agree on a new 3-year contract. The writers want pay increases and other benefits, so it's typical stuff. But 11,500 members.
I feel like if you're the head of, let's say I'm the head of the writers union, what skin off my back would it be to just go, all right, the minimum pay is now this? Like, it doesn't cost me anything; it costs your employers, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the employers, the studios, they
have to work it out with
them.
Each individual network.
Correct.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
See,
it's the union. It's the writers and the Writers Guild versus the studios.
But I feel like the writers are I thought the writers were battling the union.
No.
for the union to make the wages higher.
No. The union's on their side. The union, they voted to go on strike.
So then why wouldn't the union just say,
by the way,
this is what it is?
Write-in ballot, because they're hardcore people. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It wasn't like they called for that vote
All right.
vocally.
Okay. So, all right. So the union says, you made this. Now we want you to make this. And all the networks are going, no.
Right.
And that's why the union is like, all right, we're on strike. Got it.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, like I even think like I think they have rules, like I think it's just like construction unions where it's like if you're doing a show that is producing this much content, you need to staff this many union writers.
Yeah.
And it also guarantees them a job like from the union, meaning like you can't just hire your buddy to, and pay him nothing, or you can't just like lowball people with pay. Because it's one of those industries, like much like radio, where it's like people working for free because they just want the opportunity, and then nobody will make a living because as soon as somebody starts making a little bit of money, they get fired, and then they bring in somebody else,
Right.
So on and so forth. So
I got you.
yeah. By the way, they authorized the strike, the writers did, with 98% support. So 98% of the union was like, yeah, fuck those people.
The other two were like, man, I'm just here for the free sandwich to this union meeting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about a strike.
Well, I can't remember, but I feel like last time a couple of people crossed the picket line. But I might be mistaken about that. But they also, like Conan and all them, they got criticized for continuing to do shows because they felt like, because here's the other thing, too, that's coming up. Now all the writers are looking at all the actors going, well, you better not do anything because that's crossing the picket line. Because although they're not in the Writers Guild, they are in their own unions.
Yeah, but I mean, they could do things, but they can't do what? They can't do anything that's written by writers.
They're saying like if you're really a union person, if you're with the union, you won't go and do something, in this time. You'll stand with us and you'll also not work. Right. So that heat is starting to get turned up a little bit as well too.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of actors. There were some actors that are literally on the picket line with the writers. Like I saw Rob Lowe was out there picketing, just doing his part, I guess. And
yeah, well, talentless hacks like him need writers to be successful. So
man, shot at Rob Lowe.
Yeah, that's not true. I actually really like Rob Lowe. I was just trying to make a joke.
Yeah, that was uncalled for.
Jamie Foxx broke his silence, Frank, and it is the worst silence breaking you could have.
Uh-oh.
Everybody wants to know what happened to him, right?
Right.
He just comes out and says, and I quote, this was on his Instagram, appreciate all the love, feeling blessed, and a couple of emojis. It's like, tell us what happened, asshole. Like I almost like wished to stroke on him again for this poor.
That's nice of you.
And well, I was angry. I was curious to know what happened. I'm a curious person.
It's true. So can't fault you for that, for wishing a stroke on someone.
I got mad at him, and then I was like, he's smart because he's gonna wait till somebody like pays him a boatload of money, like 60 Minutes or one of those fucking places to
do a big interview.
Do the big interview, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm glad my wife is here. Kevin Costner's divorce. What was the thing? She follows. Oh, is that right? Oh, his wife cheated on him. Well, my wife follows this woman on TikTok, or doesn't follow, but sees all her stuff. And she's always doing these blind items, which means she's got no factual information.
Right. Well, the blind items, from what I understand, is here's a story, but we're not telling you who it's about.
Right. But also because most of the time there's no like second source to back it up. It's just like some rumor that somebody heard. Right. And she said that this woman said like, oh, somebody on the Yellowstone cast is going to, what was it? Get divorced or is having trouble? Oh, so, that's right. Somebody who works on Yellowstone got somebody who works on set pregnant.
Yikes.
And then the news broke that Kevin Costner was getting a divorce. Everybody's like, oh, Costner was banging the craft services lady.
Oh, boy.
But now he's saying he never cheated. And what he's saying that she cheated? 19 years they were married for? That's fucked up.
You think that's why the writers are striking?
Yeah, I think so.
'Cause
I think so.
Costner-
But that's whole shit. Remember we talked the other week about him and the showrunner weren't getting along, and that's why they
right.
were ending the show or something. They were going to end it
he's off of it. I think they would keep. They're going to keep going, but without him,
without Kevin Costner.
from what I understand.
But he's an
They were-
executive producer, or was it the other way around? They got rid of the showrunner to keep because he's an executive producer on that show.
Yeah, but from what I heard, I heard Costner was out, and they were going to do another season without him, or I don't know how many.
Is that a blind item that you heard?
Yeah, that's a blind item because it may be
Got
a
it.
rumor.
Got it.
Yeah, so not confirmed. But I don't know who the wife is. I don't know who Kevin Costner's wife is or was. But how do you cheat on Kevin Costner unless he's banging some craft services?
I'm souring on Kevin Costner because the last time Cuddles filled in for you, she said that she thought he was handsome. So now I kind of feel like he's not that great of an actor. I got a little pissed off.
Oh, you're a jealous bastard.
Yeah, I used to watch Draft Day all the time. It was like one of my favorite movies. And she's like, "You want to put Draft Day on?" And I'm like, "Go fuck yourself. I don't want to even look at this piece of shit anymore."
Was it you? I think you for a little while you were obsessed with Tin Cup.
Yeah, probably back in the day.
Yeah, when Tin Cup was big.
Tin
That
Cup.
was your
Yeah,
movie. I feel like that's all you talked about.
yeah.
You were a little obsessed with that.
We go back a long ways with Costner. A Robin Hood, Bull Durham,
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
Dances with Wolves. He's in a lot of big ones.
A lot of big ones.
The Untouchables is probably one of his best.
It's another good one.
But
You know which one I really love him in? 13 Days. You ever see 13 Days?
no.
It's about Kennedy and the Bay of Pigs and all that kind of stuff. The blockade.
How many
Cuba.
Kennedy movies is he gonna do?
I don't know.
Wasn't he JFK too? Or?
I think so. Yeah, Kennedy and baseball movies. He can't fucking turn down. You put a movie like that in front of him, he's gonna say yes.
We should write a Kennedy baseball movie with Kennedy in it somehow.
In the multiverse, where he goes into the multiverse, and in that one, Kennedy's a baseball player.
Now pitching for the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
And I think we have Costner play Kennedy. I could see that.
And Johnny Bench becomes president. That's the whole. It's like a weird thing.
Man, Hollywood. See, writers, we could write.
He gets traded from Boston, where he got drafted to the Yankees, and it's a whole fucking thing. Kevin Costner's got to figure it out.
I'm in. I am there.
Who wouldn't want to see that? Fucking Waterworld. Paul is so good.
Waterworld.
Remember?
People shit on Waterworld, but I'll sit down and watch fucking 2.5 hours of Waterworld.
To this day, when I see like a crumpled piece of paper like this, I go, paper. Have you
ever seen paper? That's that guy. He's a that guy. Whenever you see, you go, oh, it's that guy. Yeah, you don't know his name.
No,
but he's in a lot of shit, and you go, oh yeah, that guy.
He was in Entourage. I still don't know his fucking name. I think he played himself. I'm not sure.
He might not even have a name, but
he might not.
He's just, hey, the guy from Waterworld. Paper.
Yeah. Paper. Fucking Bodyguard. I don't know what it is, but
Bodyguard.
Every woman I come across in the last like 3 or 4 weeks tells me how hot Kevin Costner was in Bodyguard.
You got to stop coming across women.
I know. It's like one of those things that's oddly being. I not oddly. I think because everybody's talking about Yellowstone, so it's like.
He's also Superman's dad.
That's right. Yeah, he was Superman's dad.
Plus, he did some kind of U.S. mail movie, post office movie.
The Postman, was that it? Yeah,
I think that was that. I think that was one of them snoozers.
Field of Dreams. Yeah. All right. While Cuddles is still here, were you still? I fucking. Did you hear
her? I heard it. Yeah. She's. That's it. She's revved up.
It's driving me crazy. Pedro Pascal is another blind item, right? What did you hear now that he's gay? Oh, that's right. Okay, that Pedro Pascal is gay. This is the same girl, the same blind item woman. So she says that Pedro Pascal is gay and he's banging Bradley Cooper. Allegedly.
I think that aren't they in a movie?
Maybe not gay, but he might swing both ways in their relationship.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, he's doing a movie where he plays he's in a gay relationship.
Another gay cowboy movie. It's fucking
Right, that's the
Brokeback
one.
Mountain without the mountain.
Right. It's just Brokeback.
It's just Brokeback.
But hey, that's cool.
Bareback Pedro, I think, was the working title, but they went in another direction at the end of the day.
That's good move.
Yeah. I gotta tell you something. And this is probably why I'm not an actor. I could not commit to a role where I was making out with another dude all movie long. I couldn't. I'm not one of those people that is like, I do it for the craft. I wouldn't. It's the same thing if they were like, hey, we got this great war movie where you got to like crawl around in dirt. And I'd be like, no, not going to do it.
They said, what is it, $10 million, 3 months of work.
If I was trying to make it, then yeah. Like, imagine, okay, you remember Vito on The Sopranos? I don't know what his real name is.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But it's like you find like a mob role, I feel like is a dream of a lifetime because this is every mob movie and TV show. Forget about it. You're kidding me. Cut. All right, great. Go home. Like you're sitting in a nice outfit in a nice place. There's nice, like everything, you know.
There's probably some gabagool within 10 feet of you.
Yeah. There's no easier acting than a mob movie. You know, every now and then you got to shoot something. But that's really like, I don't think Pesci broke a fucking sweat on the set of Goodfellas, you know, outside of the kicking scene. He didn't really do much. Not a lot of moving around.
Right. And no real stretch in character.
Yeah.
You know, he's played that role how many times already?
Right. Exactly. They never go to fucking, who is the guy who played Lincoln?
What's his name? What the hell is his name?
What's his fucking
Daniel
Day-Lewis. They never go to Daniel Day-Lewis to play the mobster. They always go to fucking.
Well, he played a mobster in what was that? Fucking Manhattan something.
Yeah, but listen, what happens all the time? Oh, we're casting a mob film. Do you want to go to New York's? Do you want to go to New York's most acclaimed acting school, or should we just cast that bouncer over there at the nightclub? They're like, let's get the bouncer. He'll be fine. It'll be great.
Should we just walk through Brooklyn and just pick up a few people and put them in the movie? Sure.
Yeah, that's it. Every fucking great mob actor is like, what'd you do before this? I was a fucking bouncer in Brooklyn. They're like, yeah, you kidding? Yeah. So, but like, I think about him all the time when he's like, oh my God, I finally made it. I'm on The Sopranos. I could fucking sit there and eat a sandwich and smoke a cigar and pretend like I'm drinking a whiskey. And then they're like, oh, hey, we have this whole gay arc for you. Like, I would imagine he would have been like this could have been so much easier, you know, for me to, like, they say Gandolfini, like, if you ask anybody, like, he was in every episode. And so the physical toll that took on him, like Silvio, like that's all he had to do every episode. He'd come in, he'd have 3 scenes where he was like, and that's it, he's done.
I think he had a dance with, what's her name, for like 30 seconds, but that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that's the role I want. I don't want Gandolfini's role.
You want the Silvio role.
I want the easy. I don't want.
No, I'm thinking of who was his driver for a little bit.
Tony Saragusa.
No, the guy with the ponytail.
Oh, what's the guy with the ponytail's name? On The Sopranos. What was his name? The guy from Italy. Furio.
That's what, when you said Silvio, I thought it was.
Yeah.
I was mixing them up. Yeah, that's a good role because you just, hey, yo, forget about it.
But like, okay, so if I'm the guy on The Sopranos and they're like, you got to make out with a dude, I'm like, I will make out with a dude to stay on The Sopranos. I get that because I'm trying to make it. But when you're at Pedro Pascal level, you know, and he's coming into his own as like the man, but he was kind of getting there like a year ago. I don't know if I would have taken a role of like crawling in mud or kissing dudes or fucking, you know, I wouldn't want to.
Maybe listen, as an actor, They just do the role. I mean, they I don't know what to tell you.
Or like gain 15 pounds or like lose 35 pounds.
There are
Go
actors
fuck
that do that.
yourself.
Look at what's his name, Christian Bale. The shit he's done with losing weight. He was down to a skeleton, and then he put on 1,000,000 pounds to play. What's his name? Like in Vice. You know, when he was in Vice.
That's right. Yeah. I'd be like, just put me in a fat suit. And then they'd get me in the fat suit. I'd be like, you know what? This movie's not for me altogether. I can't.
That's it. Shut it down.
Or Top Gun. If I'm Pedro Pascal and they're like, do you want to be in Top Gun? And I'm like, is he going to make me get in a plane and fly it for 3 months? Yeah. Then go fuck yourself. I want nothing to do with that. I'm not
You
going
wouldn't
to
be in Top Gun.
I'm not going to boot camp to learn how to shoot a gun. Like none of this fucking like just point the camera at me. I'll pretend like I'm a soldier and we'll fucking go home. I don't need to go to fucking boot camp to get the experience.
Man, your war movie would be the lowest budget. It'd be you sitting in a chair for 2 hours.
They'll be like,
yeah, we're at fucking war. What do you want? Bang, bang. You're shooting blade. Here we go. We're at war. What do you want to see?
They'll be like, Ant, this one, you're going to run across the field. You're going to dive by the rock. You're going to shoot, get up. I'll be like, all right, let me just throw something at you. What if I sit in the chair?
And an explosion, but it's nowhere near me.
Yeah. But I take out a rocket launcher and I just fire it into the, and I kill them all. They'd be like, this is World War I. We didn't have like solo rocket launchers on soldiers. Yeah, and I'll be like, they did in the multiverse.
That's a good point.
That would be my answer for any snack. I'd be like, but if this was a multiverse movie.
Right. Or you go, listen, I don't want to take a job away from a really talented stunt person. You film a wide shot and you get the stunt person to do any kind of movement.
Right.
You know?
Paul's got a great question. So is the Mandalorian gay? Yes, I think so. I can confirm that. Blind item.
It depends on
blind item. That's another thing. Oh, we got a great role for you. You got to wear this fucking helmet. Go fuck yourself. I'm not wearing it. Get somebody else to wear the helmet and run around.
You want to wear a helmet? What's wrong with wearing a helmet?
When they take the helmet off and sit down and say a line, I'll be in that scene. That's the one where I'll do. Until then, if the character's wearing a helmet, I ain't doing that part. That could be a fucking stunt double.
Stand and just walking around and you just dub your voice over it.
Yeah.
I wonder how many scenes, besides the stunt ones, are actually him standing there in the costume.
Yeah, because what is that? Your acting? Is that your character doing that in a certain way? Go fuck yourself.
He does have a certain swagger to him.
I don't know. And that's another thing. The Last of Us. If they offered me that part, I'd be like, fuck you. Like, stand out here in the cold with dirt and pretend like, and I'm because you could see the smoke. They were in fucking cold locations. No.
I'm sure once
no,
they yelled
thank
cut,
you.
They walked over to their trailer or whatever, a tent, and they were perfectly fine.
It's still miserable, though. That is a miserable... Dude, I was outside. It's May, and I was outside at 6:30, and I was, like, miserable. I can't be...
I got to tell you, my advice for you then is just don't be an actor because you're not going to find, unless, it would be good. It would be like theater. Your whole thing is on one stage.
Yeah.
You don't have much by way of physical.
Yes.
Unless you're in Spider-Man, which I don't see you being Spider-Man.
No.
So I think you'd be good maybe doing a stage thing.
That's another thing. CGI and wires and James Cameron with the fucking dots on you. And, I don't think so. Go fuck yourself. I don't want to be in your fucking Avatar movie.
But what if it's like $10 million, 3 months, we put some dots on your face and you wear a blue suit?
Yeah, they're in tanks swimming around and all this shit. Like, do you think the guy in Avatar looks back at True Lies and was like, why couldn't I be in that fucking James Cameron movie? That seemed like a good time.
Yeah, but True Lies, that was a lot of action, a lot of running around and riding a horse and a motorcycle and the fucking on the bridges and blowing shit up.
Did he ride a horse into an elevator? That was a good scene.
He did. I remember that being like what was talked about for that summer. That was like, holy shit, Arnold Schwarzenegger rode a horse through a hotel. That was like the big thing that everybody talked about. And now it's like, that was fun.
Honestly, no bullshit. Was that the best Schwarzenegger movie? I know everybody's gonna say like Terminator or, I True Lies. I
Lies was
feel is
great.
really high up there.
I think I mean, there's a lot of really of classic Schwarzeneggers, like Predator is up there, I think. Terminator is great, but as a Schwarzenegger movie, Terminator 2 would be better than 1.
Way better. Let
And
me
if
ask you
you're
a
talking
question.
about showcasing Schwarzenegger's acting, I mean, in Terminator, he just had to be like, I am a T-1000, and he very deadpan because he was had to be robotic.
Right.
So, yeah, great movie. But if you're talking about showcasing Schwarzenegger, True Lies, I think you're right. With True Lies, Predator, Commando,
Junior.
Kindergarten Cop.
The Kindergarten Cop was good.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian. That was one of the earlier ones.
But I think True Lies is up there. You're right. When you take away the. All right, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you watched Terminator 1 or Predator? Because it has been decades since I've seen those movies.
Terminator 1, it's been a while, but Predator I've seen not that long ago. That's a great movie because they're always doing new Predator, Alien kind of movies. But Predator's a great one. It's worth another watch.
I liked it because of that little.
Because of the Predator?
Yeah, that sound. I don't care for that sound.
Why? What's wrong with that sound?
That's another thing. I'd be on set. I'd be like, is that the sound that he's going to make all movie? Because I'm out of here.
Is there a way to add that later? Because I don't want to have to listen to that through this whole thing.
I'm going to go back to the game movie, to be honest with you. That's fucking driving me so crazy.
I know we're in the middle of the jungle. It's hot. There's mosquitoes. But that fucking sound, I can't deal with that this whole time.
Yeah, that's another thing. Jungle. Yeah, fuck that. I'd be like, can't you get me a movie on Lake Como in Italy? That's where I want to be. A romantic comedy is where I need to live. That is
give me Under the Tuscan Sun. We'll be fine.
Fuck yeah.
Bridges in Madison County. Sure.
Yes.
Put me in a nice setting with beautiful weather, and just have me sitting in a chair the whole movie. Give me Waiting for Godot, where I'm just sitting there, and we don't one set, one scene,
dude.
And we just film the fucking thing over 2 weeks.
That was the best. You went to that, right? In Malloy? Did you come to that? For Waiting for Godot when we took the train into the city? It was like a Malloy trip. It was a high school trip.
No, I didn't go to that.
You didn't go to that?
No.
In high school, because we went to high school, Frank and I in Queens, so quick train ride into the city. We took a train into the city and saw Waiting for Godot. It was Christopher Lloyd. It was...
why did I go to that?
Tony Shalhoub.
Dude.
And I always forget the third guy was just as big. And the fourth guy was like nobody.
You already got me.
Dude.
Why didn't I go to that?
We get into the theater, and it's an off-Broadway. This was an off-Broadway production. I have to go back and search and see who was in this thing. We get in the theater. It is, when I tell you, a fucking gym mat on the floor, a rock, and a tree. That was the thing. And we were fucking 10 feet away from Christopher Lloyd.
They go, Godot! Something's got to be done about your kids.
Get the DeLorean. When I tell you, we could see the spit coming out of their mouth.
Yeah.
There was 3 rows of seats surrounding the whole gym mat. That was the fucking theater. It was the greatest acting I've ever seen.
Fucking Christopher Lloyd, man. He's a legend.
Unbelievable. Spoiler alert. That son of a bitch never shows up. I just want to, I don't hate to ruin it for everybody, but.
No, yeah, good. If you're waiting for Godot, you're going to be waiting a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. You see Waiting for Guffman? That was good.
I don't remember that one.
That's one of those Christopher Guest, Eugene Levy movies.
That's right. That's a Christopher Guest. Okay. It was John Turturro, Tony Shalhoub, and Christopher Lloyd.
Oh, man. That's a lineup.
Can you fucking believe that lineup?
Why was I not why did I not go to that?
I don't know. I could have sworn
at the theater.
No, I think it was like a English class. It was like a book reading thing.
Yeah, I probably wasn't in that class.
Didn't we read the book?
I wasn't in your. I don't think I was in your class.
Yeah, probably not. I was in the smart people class,
and I was in the really smart.
Anyway, I don't even know what year. Well, this was high school, so it was probably like 90.
Late 90s.
October 29th, 1998 was when this article was written about the show.
So it was around our birthdays, and you didn't take me, you fuck.
No, you know, that is kind of fucked up now that I think about it. All right, Frankie, see, we got to wrap up. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir. Who got snubbed?
They announced the inductees. Here they are. In the performer category, Kate Bush.
Hating that just because of Stranger Things. That whole thing just brought her right back in.
Right? I mean, that is not, or with all due respect to Kate Bush.
It is a great song, though. You could. That's a song.
It's a wonderful song.
Watch Stranger Things, and you'll be just as hooked on that song as everybody else.
It is a wonderful song, and she's had an amazing 30-year career of. She's had an Elvis Costello career where she's got great material, and nobody knows who the fuck she really is. Right. And now this one song comes through on Stranger Things, and all of a sudden she's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Come on, that's craziness.
Have you see? I watched The Chef or whatever the fuck that Bear. I watched that.
The Bear.
I haven't watched a single second of Stranger Things.
No, I have not.
It's a good show.
I know. I'm getting there though, because we're Maisel and Succession is going to come to an end, and I think right after that, I'm going to go right into. We're going to go right into Stranger Things.
All right.
That's the plan right now. Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow.
Good one. Very good.
Yeah. Missy Elliott.
Nice.
George Michael.
Great.
Willie Nelson.
Big Willie.
Rage Against the Machine.
Wow.
And the Spinners.
Oh, how are the Spinners not in there already?
Yeah, the Spinners are really good.
The Spinners are incredible. The Rubber Band. A man. Love that song.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how many like massive hits and iconic songs the fucking Spinners have.
Are unbelievable. The fact that they haven't been inducted already is ridiculous.
It is kind of heartbreaking. I'll Be Around, Rubber Band Man.
Fucking love them. They're the best.
Could it be I'm falling in love
with you, baby?
Working My Way Back to You.
Working my way back to you, babe.
Then Came You.
Oh my God, the hits just don't stop with the Spinners.
I just don't know anybody who dominated the 70s as hard.
It's them and the Bee Gees.
Seriously, and I honestly I think they're better than the Bee Gees.
Yeah, they got more hits. I feel like they did.
I'm just always going to go towards the funk band. I'm sorry. It's just.
Hey, you gotta have the funk.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm making a kid,
the funk.
I might go Bee Gees, but you know, if I got to get some shit done.
A little Night Fever.
Yeah.
Nice.
So DJ Cool.
Did people get snubbed?
Yeah, people got snubbed. DJ Cool Herc and Link Ray are recipients of the Musical Influence Award. Chaka Khan, Al Cooper, and Bernie Taupin have been selected to receive the Musical Excellence Award. And this year's Ahmet Ertegun Award recipient is Don Cornelius. They come up with these other awards because they're like, you're not good enough to go into the Hall of Fame. But it's weird because then they give you these awards and then they're like, oh, they're in the Hall of Fame. But not really, though.
So then what? But they're in, but are they? Is that like, do these awards go to people that are already inducted?
No. Like Bernie Taupin is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is kind of bullshit because I feel like you can't really put Elton John in the Hall of Fame without putting the guy who wrote all his fucking lyrics in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's what are they doing over there?
That's kind of fucking stupid. It's because it's like not interesting television to put like Bernie. You can't make Bernie Taupin, perform.
Yeah, that's fine. It should be like the Oscars. You got some categories that aren't televised or whatever. They're in, but you don't have to mention everybody that gets in. But they're in. Maybe you mention them, and it doesn't have to be a whole big to do. Yeah, these guys are in. Those guys are in, but here are the ones that are going to perform and make a big deal out of.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. Yeah, he should be. He should be in. Definitely.
You think Willie Nelson gives a flying fuck? All right, Like Willie Nelson probably was like, who gives a shit? I'm not fucking going to Brooklyn.
He'll go. You don't think he'll be there?
I don't think he cares. He's like 95 or something. He's fucking done it all. What does he need to go to fucking, you
I
know?
don't know, man. I feel like if I'm 95 and someone wants to induct me into something, I'm probably going to show up.
I don't know how many spinners are still alive, but assuming there are some, who closes that show out?
Good question.
I think we're going to say
I'd
the same
open
thing.
with the Spinners, but I'd close with Rage.
That's a great call. That's exactly. I didn't think of the opening thing. That's a great call. I was going to say, you can't have, who's going to fucking follow Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah, you can't. That energy, you want to close with them. You throw a little. If Willie's going to perform, I don't know. Do all the inductees perform?
If they go, and if they don't have to. Some of them go and accept, and they don't do anything.
All right. So if the inductees are performing, yeah, you open with Spinners. You throw a little Kate Bush, a little Willie Nelson in there, maybe a little. I could see, what's her name, Missy Elliott, doing a middle of the show performance.
Yeah,
that'd be. She's always great.
I like her a lot.
When she performs, she puts on a show, and her songs are catchy and fun. I could see her doing the mid, like the halftime of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then you close with Rage Against the Machine, doing a little Bulls on Parade kind of action.
Yeah, I like when Missy Elliott runs around stage in a hefty bag. That's my favorite.
When you got a shtick, you stick with it.
What's weird is a lot, and Missy's an artist.
Let me work it. Put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. That's what you got to do.
A lot of these artists, like Missy, sample songs, and like she's getting in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but the people who wrote the original songs, not so much.
See, you take the crap song and you turn it into a great song.
That's true. That is true.
I'm sure they're all good songs.
All right, Frankie, see, that's it for us. You got anything else?
I'm good. Were there people that are pissed that aren't in the snubs? Who's expected to be in?
Oh, yeah, I don't, fuck, I had that list. You want to know, like, the biggest snubs?
Hit me with the biggest snubs.
I'll see who, I forgot who else was in the category for this
year. Is Cyndi
year.
Lauper in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Because I thought I saw something where she was snubbed.
I don't think so. Oh, that's right. The biggest snub, this is my opinion, the biggest snub from this year was the White Stripes. Because I don't know, like, again, I have a lot of respect for Jack White, and when he kind of brought back that bluesy, riffy kind of shit that nobody really had. And I don't know, when you think about Seven Nation Army and The Hardest Button to Butt, like, you start to think about the hits that they had, let alone the album cuts that were fucking great too. The White Stripes, I thought would have been one of those, let's put them in on the first ballot kind of people.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like White Stripes are great, but I don't think they have. I mean, they have a few, big songs, but it's not like they're not on Hall of Fame level. I don't think just yet.
Well, I mean, honestly, and no disrespect, because I think it's all warranted. Is Sheryl Crow really there? I mean, I think Sheryl gets in, but not within her first 5 or so 10 years of eligibility. I don't think. And honestly, Rage I put in the same category. Like, do I think they need to get there? Yeah, they kind of carved out this interesting rap rock niche, and yeah, okay, listen, did we have to deal with Limp Bizkit in the wake of them? Sure, we did. We all had to live through that garbage, but you can't blame the first person who stormed the castle with whoever follows,
Yeah, no, that's true. Hey, listen, I don't know why limit it? Just get it. Put the White. What is there, like a certain number? They can only do a certain number every year.
Yeah,
just put them in too. Who cares? Why do we have to stick to a number?
It's not like 5. But I think they do have, like, they don't want to go too crazy. Like, okay, here, put this into perspective. Who do you think deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Rage Against the Machine or Soundgarden? Because Soundgarden got snubbed. And that's a close fucking call, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And again, like if we're talking about 90s rock, like you put Nirvana in first ballot, deservingly so.
Sure.
I think did Pearl Jam go in first ballot? That's well deserved. Like those are the two bands from that era that like stand. Is Metallica in?
Metallica's in.
They're in the, yeah. Metallica. Those are head and shoulder bands from the 90s. When you get into the Soundgardens and the Rage Against the Machines and all that, it kind of, I think you need to wait a little longer before you get in.
I agree with that. I'll go along with that. That's why I think White Stripes should be, again, are they Hall of Fame level? I mean, they're great, but like, it's either if you're going to let the White Stripes in, you got to let a bunch of other people in too.
See, traditionally, no. I would disagree. I would disagree with my own statement. I wouldn't put the White Stripes in. But if you're going to put fucking Sheryl Crow in, you might as well put the White Stripes in.
I feel like Sheryl Crow is up there, though. I mean, she's been around for decades, and she's got a bunch of albums. I don't know. She's big success, touring all over the place.
No, she's phenomenal. I love her.
Lots of big hits, and I mean, how many? I feel like she's got more hits than White Stripes.
You might be right about that.
I feel like she's up. She's probably.
Listen, I love her. Shine Over Babylon, she put out a couple years ago. It's like one of her best songs ever. She's still making great music. I just don't know. I don't know if she's like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, especially like when you start to look at some of the people that are still not there that have been on the ballot and have been eligible for quite some time now,
Right.
Okay, here is Consequence of Sound's 23 biggest snubs. Okay, White Stripes is 23.
There you go.
Fiona Apple 22. I don't agree with that.
I feel like she's on the Sheryl Crow level.
Nah,
A little under.
She had one or two songs.
Mm.
Sheryl Crow had like 10. But I agree. I get what you're saying. 21 is Daft Punk, which I think is horrific. That's just awful.
They shouldn't be anywhere near the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry.
All right, this is a good one. Oasis.
Yeah.
I put Oasis
kind of style too
in that second way. Like that's who should be following Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Metallica. After you get all those guys in, we could take a look at Oasis. Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, that's a snub.
Number 19 is Nas.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I don't think anybody gives a shit about Nas outside of New York.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Nas stuff.
Unless you live in New York. No, I don't think nobody really knows Nas. Outkast at 17.
Outkast.
Alice in Chains at 16.
Oh, you got to put Alice in Chains in. I thought they were in already.
Jane's Addiction at 15. I disagree with that. I don't think Jane's Addiction is like.
They got two hits.
Yeah, a couple of hits. The Pixies.
Yes.
Yeah, we get it. We heard Jane said something.
Okay.
Stop whining at me. The Pixies at number 14. They've been snubbed for 11 years. Soundgarden has been snubbed for 12. I didn't realize it's been that long.
That's a long time. Yeah, Soundgarden.
The Smiths. I kind of hate this list. This is like a real.
I got snubbed too. If we're talking about the Smiths, then yeah, you and I got snubbed.
Yeah. Sonic Youth.
No.
Iron Maiden at number 10.
That's a big snub. Sorry, but they came before Metallica, and they might not be as big as Metallica, but they were doing it before. They're kind of legendary.
16 albums, 19 years, snubbed.
Yeah, that's a big snub.
Joy Division. Stupid. Devo. I have no respect for this list anymore. Devo. They did whip it. I got a friend of mine who's a very dear friend. He's like, "Oh, you don't understand, man. Fucking I'm like, get away from me. It's whip it, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to hear anything else. It's all dog shit. Motorhead at 7.
Motorhead. Oh, how is Motorhead not in there already? That's another band that inspired Metallica.
20 years snubbed. Yeah.
That's fucked up. And he's gone, Lemmy.
Lemmy's gone.
Sing.
Bjork at number. See, that's the other thing too. These fucking guys die, and then they never get to know they got into the Hall of Fame. It sucks.
Fucked up.
Bjork at 6. Television at 5. Again, that's a real yuppie.
I don't know television.
Brian Eno at 4.
Who?
Brian Eno. Yeah, I could kind of see that. Brian Eno, he produced Talking Heads, U2, Bowie, Coldplay.
Okay, as a producer. Okay.
As a producer, yeah, he's
Those are
kind
big
of
names too.
he's behind a lot of. He was in Roxy Music. Oh, he was inducted with Roxy. Fuck this stupid list. This thing sucks balls.
What list is this from?
The Consequences Sound. They fucking suck. Nick Drake at number 3. Okay, these are 2 big snubs, and I think number 2 is big. Warren Zevon should be in the goddamn Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Werewolves of London.
Werewolves of London. Lawyers, Guns, and Money.
No offense, but BFD.
No, Lawyers, Guns, and Money might be one of the best fucking songs ever. It's up there. I think it's
Rock
so
and Roll
fucking.
Hall of Fame though for one song.
It's fucking Keep Me in Your Heart for a while. I cry every time that fucking song comes on.
Top it.
And number 1, John Coltrane. It seems like we should let John fucking Coltrane into the goddamn Music Hall of Fame.
Just so we don't have to deal with this list anymore.
Yeah, it's
Just let them
fucking
in.
yeah. Consequences Sound is such shit. They're one of these fucking sites that try so hard to be like indie music fucking people. Like, look how cool we are. We put Television and Bjork on our list. Fuck off.
Bjork. I mean,
Did I tell you about that time I told you about Bjork in the airport?
no, were you the reporter she punched?
No, in college I worked in the airport, and one of the airlines that I worked for British Airways, but one of the airlines that they handled was Icelandic Air. She's from Iceland.
Right.
And she fucking comes walking through the terminal. She's wearing not Eskimo, elf shoes with like they curled and had little bells on them.
Excellent.
Just walking through. This was pre 9/11, so like this was the weird ass shit people were getting away with.
You could bring your bell-clad shoes on the plane, and it wasn't a problem.
No big deal. Elf shoes are all good.
All right. Was she flying regular commercial plane?
Icelandic Air. I don't. Not too many private jets are going over there. Nobody wants to fucking go over there. It's fucking Iceland.
Iceland's nice though.
That's what they
I
say.
understand. I don't know.
Don't buy it, Frank.
All right.
Don't buy into it.
Is that the show?
And that's it. Trying to see if there's any good comments I missed because I've been sleeping on the comments.
There's some good comments in there from a lot of our members. Look at this. All Paul and Raven.
Yeah.
Hanging in there.
Sheryl Crow's a
Appreciate it.
gun control activist. Maybe that's why she's not in.
Oh, is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame controlled by the NRA? Is that what's going on?
Well, that's why they say Warren Zevon's not getting in because Jan Wenner fucking hates him. So he's been like keeping him out all these years. But they said the same thing about Bon Jovi, that he fucking hated Bon Jovi, and that's why he wouldn't let Bon Jovi in for years.
Man, so it has nothing to do with who you are or how talented you are. It's if the guy running the thing likes you,
Yeah.
and you're in the Hall of Fame. I have not heard of HIM.
Oh, him?
Him.
Yeah, they're like a metal band.
No, never heard of them.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Oh, where's Frankie? See that? Oh,
Lost
there he
track for
is.
a second. I'm back. Never
Yeah.
heard of them.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all I got. You got anything else?
I'm good over here. If you haven't already, become a member, just like Paul and Raven, and the rest of the gang. Appreciate it. Hit the join thing below, and check out the different levels of membership. It helps us out, keeps us on the air, keeps us going. Also, check out our merchandise. We got a lot of Anthony on Air merchandise up for sale.
We got to put some new merch up for sale. It's been a while.
Some new merch. Yeah, it's been a while since we stocked it. But there's all classic stuff in there. There's Gahed. There's Viola. That's what she said. I got to charge my phone. All those things are up there. Check them out.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Yes. Lots of good ones in there.
Yes.
Well done, sir. Thanks to Puffy for joining us. I like having Puffy on.
That was fun. Anytime we do a food thing, I think we got to bring him back.
Yes, he's one of my favorite people in the radio business. It's like him and 3 other people.
I don't think I'm one of them.
No, you're not.
That's fine.
He was good though. It was good seeing Puffy again, and it makes me hungry. I don't know what it is about seeing that man. I'm starving over here.
I want to go to the mall and go to the food court and just grab a little of everything.
Potato salad.
He's so good.
Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.
We'll see you guys at the food court.